Have you ever wondered about violence in the Old Testament or the New Testament? That's a question I've been struggling with for almost 20 years as a soldier, a veteran, and more recently as a trained theologian. It's a question that millions of Christian soldiers and veterans deal with, and it's a question that civilians don't always know how to wrestle with well. For example, I was on vacation, and that's why I haven't been posting very many videos, and I picked up this book at a used bookstore from John Dominic Crossan. You can see how to read the Bible and still be a Christian, and his hang up here is God violent? And so, as I said, it's a question I've been wrestling with for a long time. Because it's a personal matter, I've gone through Holy War in ancient Israel, war in the Hebrew Bible, Yahweh is a warrior, the problem of war in the Old Testament, Yahweh war in Tribal Confederation. You can read all of those books and plenty of others, or you can take a course I'm giving through Frederick Community College starting February 6th on Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern for 5-part series I'm giving called God is With Us, War in the Hebrew Bible. In this 5-part course, I'm going to talk about holy war and what it means that soldiers and priests in the Hebrew Bible seem to have these eerie parallels. In the second section, I'm going to talk about the earliest historical kind of setting for Israel, and that is the time of Judges, when they were a confederation living in the land. Then I'm going to go into the kingdoms, first the unified kingdom, and then the divided kingdoms, and how war became a national instance of social cohesion and also one for expansion and prosperity. Then after that, I'm going to follow the time of the Second Temple, when the Israelites returned from exile in Babylon, and the high priest Joshua rebuilds the temple, and it stands for several centuries until, in the 5th part of the series, I'm going to conclude with the 1st century, where the temple is destroyed, and immediately the Gospels are being written. Mark is written first, in the midst of this great revolt, when the Romans finally were fed up with some of the nationalistic tendencies within the Jewish population in Israel, and they finally destroyed the temple, and the Christian sect began expanding exponentially because they had no longer any need of the temple, because there were no longer sacrifices. You can follow this link, and you can sign up for the class through Frederick Community College. You can participate in discussion, get all the reading materials that I'm going to send out, or you can wait for the live stream to be posted 24 hours after each session. But I hope you'll join me. God is with us. War in the Hebrew Bible.